Do you ever feel like something's missing, even when nothing is wrong? You scroll through your phone, surrounded by infinite information, entertainment, people, and yet there's this quiet ache inside you. A sense that life has become too much and not enough all at once. You wake up, check your messages, check the news, check the notifications. You're connected to everyone, but somehow disconnected from yourself. And you start to wonder, how did we, a species once driven by curiosity and wonder, end up here, endlessly refreshing our screens, searching for meaning in pixels? The philosopher Byung-Chul Han once said that modern life has become a burnout society, not because we are forced by others, but because we have become our own taskmasters. We exploit ourselves in the name of productivity, of relevance, of being seen. And social media has turned this exploitation into an art form. We are the product. We are the brand. We are the performance. And yet, no one really knows who they are anymore. In ancient times, philosophy was a way of living. Socrates walked the streets asking uncomfortable questions that forced people to confront their own contradictions. But in the digital age, we don't walk or question, we scroll. We consume ideas, identities, and ideologies the same way we consume entertainment, quickly, passively, and without digestion. Think about it. How many times have you seen a deep quote on Instagram, nodded at it, and then immediately moved on to a meme or a video of a cat dancing? We are drowning in wisdom we never apply. Philosophy has become content, and wisdom has become aesthetic. The German philosopher Heidegger warned that technology would one day turn everything, including ourselves, into resources. He called it enframing, the process of seeing the world not as something to understand, but something to use. We no longer ask, who am I? But how can I optimize myself? Every moment becomes data. Every feeling becomes content. Every person becomes a profile. And beneath all this optimization lies a quiet existential despair.
We live in an age of abundance. There are more opportunities, more voices, more ideas than ever before, and yet more confusion, more loneliness, more despair. It's as if the more we connect, the more disconnected we become. The psychologist and philosopher Erich Fromm once wrote that the modern human lives in a constant state of alienation, alienated from nature, from others, and from their own essence. Technology promised us connection, but gave us performance. Social media promised us community, but gave us comparison. Progress promised us meaning, but gave us noise. And so, the modern soul drifts, half awake, half asleep, scrolling through a digital dream. Let's pause for a second. When was the last time you sat in silence and didn't reach for your phone? When was the last time you felt bored and allowed it to exist? In the past, boredom was a seed. It forced the mind to wander, to imagine, to create. Kierkegaard said boredom was the root of all creativity. But today, we kill boredom before it can bloom. We escape every uncomfortable thought before it can teach us anything. We have mistaken stimulation for meaning. And that's the tragedy of our age. We are not running from pain, we are running from stillness. Technology itself isn't evil. It's a mirror. It reflects us, our desires, our insecurities, our hunger for control. But the danger lies in what it amplifies. Social media, for example, doesn't just show us others. It shows us idealized fragments of them, and we compare those fragments to our unfiltered reality. We see others succeeding, traveling, loving, becoming, while we sit alone wondering why we feel so far behind. We begin to measure our worth through likes and validation, through visibility and relevance. And in doing so, we lose something ancient, something sacred, the quiet joy of existing without needing to prove it.
Jean Baudrillard, the philosopher of simulation, warned that modern life would blur the line between reality and illusion. He said we would eventually live in a hyper-real world, one where symbols replace the real thing. And he was right. We live in an age where images of happiness have replaced happiness itself, where activism is a post, empathy is a retweet, and depth is a caption. We are more aware, yet less alive. Even our pursuit of good, sustainability, social justice, equality, risks becoming another performance. The digital self becomes moral not to transform the world, but to be seen as the kind of person who cares. Virtue has become visibility. And so we end up in a strange paradox. Everyone is shouting about change, yet no one is changing. There's a story that might sound familiar. A man spends years climbing a ladder, step by step, chasing success, approval, fame, and when he finally reaches the top, he realizes the ladder was leaning against the wrong wall. That is our collective story. We are climbing the wrong wall. We've mistaken visibility for value, noise for truth, speed for progress. But real progress, the kind that nourishes the soul, doesn't happen in public. It happens in silence, in reflection, in the moments when no one is watching. Here's an uncomfortable truth. The modern world will never stop demanding your attention. It will never give you peace, because peace doesn't profit anyone. Every app, every algorithm, every feed is designed to pull you deeper into distraction. And the more distracted you are, the less you question. The less you question, the easier you are to control. This is not conspiracy. It's commerce. And the only way to resist is to wake up.
To wake up means to reclaim your attention, to choose what you consume, what you believe, and what you become. To wake up means to rediscover what the Stoics once called virtue, the art of living with intention, not reaction. It means remembering that wisdom is not found in data, it's found in experience. That real connection is not measured in followers, but in presence. It means asking the question we've long forgotten. What does it mean to live well? Because if we can't answer that, all our progress is meaningless. The modern philosopher Albert Borgman proposed something beautiful. He called it the device paradigm. He said our tools should not replace engagement, they should enhance it. Cooking should still be done with care, not replaced by convenience. Music should still be played, not just streamed. Relationships should still be lived, not performed. To live well in the digital age is not to reject technology, but to humanize it. To remember that we are not machines to be optimized. We are souls to be expressed. And maybe that's where meaning hides, not in the endless chase for stimulation, but in the courage to be still, to walk through a world of noise and remain silent enough to hear your own thoughts, to live in a time of illusion and still search for truth, to be online and still be real. The world doesn't need more content. It needs more consciousness. And consciousness begins when you finally stop running and look inward. Because in the end, the question isn't whether technology will destroy humanity. The question is whether humanity will remember what it means to be human.
So the next time you find yourself lost in the infinite scroll, pause. Take a breath. Feel the weight of being alive. You are not a profile. You are not a brand. You are not a machine. You are awareness itself, the very thing that no algorithm can replicate. And maybe that's the one thing this world still needs most.